Jai Hind. You all might have witnessed the current protest going on in the various part of the country regarding the Farm Act or the Farm Bill. So today we need to discuss about this bill, the various provisions, merit and demerit of this bill. So first of all, the Farm Bill has been passed by the Parliament. Now it is no more a bill, it is a act. This bill consists of three things: the Farmer Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Service Bill, the Farmer Produce Promotion and Facilitation Bill, the Essential Commodity Amendment Bill. So let's discuss it one by one. This is Bharat Ka Rajpatra, the Gazette of India. The Ministry of Law and Justice has prepared the bill. The bill titled the Farmer Empowerment and Protection Amendment on Price Assurance and Farm Service Act. So first of all, discuss the features of this bill. The salient features of the Farmer Empowerment and Protection Bill are that the farmer will be able to sell their produce directly to a company. The second thing is that the company in return will help the farmer with required equipments, technology and materials that are required in cultivation of a crop or farming pattern. The third thing is that these farmer and private players will have a contract. The benefit of this contract is that this will introduce risk sharing factor. That means if any mishappen take place or any crop failure occurs, the risk will be shared by both farmer as well as business owner. So this is one of the good thing or one of the best thing of this act. The other feature is that the farmer who is cultivating crop will get insurance facilities, and the farmer will also be able to take loans from financial institution if needed. One important point to be noted regarding this act is that crop grown under the agreement shall be exempted from the rules and laws relating to sale of agricultural produce and provisions of the Essential Commodity Act. That means what farmer produces and sells to a private player through this contract will not be included in Essential Commodity Act or APMC. Now let's discuss another feature. Before discussing another feature, the overall crux of this act is that it facilitate, the whole thing facilitate contract farming in India, which is need of the moment, so that the income of farmer could be doubled. Now let's discuss another bill. This is Bharat Ka Rajpatra or the Gazette of India. The bill title the Farmer Produce and Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act. Earlier what is happening that this is a farmer, if he is selling his produce outside the mandi or outside the APMC yard in another state, he is not getting MSP. That means a farmer of Punjab cannot sell its produce in Rajasthan, Haryana, UP or any other state in India. If they are selling, they will not be getting MSP. But this constraint or this mechanism has been removed by this act. Let's discuss how. This act enables the farmer to sell their produce within territory of India in any state or in any UT of their choice where they are getting good price. So this is a welcome move which should be appreciated from the government. This will benefit the farmer, but there are certain flaws. The flaws is that earlier the small farmers are selling their goods in APMC yard or the market. They are not able to sell their goods directly to big companies. We can see that in earlier time also small farmers hardly go to APMC yard. Some small farmer may visit APMC yard, but many or a handful number of farmer sell their produce directly to consumer or in the village. But this bill facilitate both small farmer as well as big farmer to sell their produce outside the state to a private company. Now this will be helpful only for the big farmer. How this will be only helpful to a big farmer? See, big farmer have large amount of produce, they have income facility, they have transportation facility, they have storage facility, they can transport their goods from one state to another state so that they can sell their produce to a private player and they could gain extra money. Good for the big farmer. But what about the small farmer? Small farmer produce is small, they don't have transportation facility, they don't have storage facility. So they are not going to sell their produce to a private player outside their state or any other company. So this is one of the concern, that this will only benefit large farmer, not the big farmer. But when it's come to benefit big farmer also, there is certain point which should be noted. This is a small farmer, big farmer. The big farmer sell their produce to a private company for more money, but this private company is capitalist in nature, which means that the main motive of this private company is not the welfare of the farmer, not the social development of the farmer, not the economic development of the farmer, but the main motive of this private company is to gain extra profit. That means this private company will try to buy produce from the farmer at minimum price so that their profit will be enhanced. This will happen under a free market agreement. That means farmer income will also depend upon ups and downs of the market. Suppose that a certain year the price of commodity is going up, the demand is more, the farmer will have more income. The next year the demand is going down, less price, the farmer will have less income. That means the income of farmer will depend upon the market forces of demand and supply. One main thing is that the government is not going to give any kind of subsidy to the farmer who sells their produce through this mechanism. That means if a farmer is selling their produce to a private company through an agreement, this farmer will not be able to avail fertilizer subsidy or any other kind of agricultural subsidy given by the government. This will increase the risk cost in cultivation. If there is crop failure, this will hamper the farmer. But we have seen in the first act, that there is also a contract between private company and the farmer, that if there is certain risk involved, the risk will be shared between the two. So this is the bill. Now let's discuss the third act. This is the Bharat Ka Rajpatra, the Gazette of India, the bill titled Essential Commodity Amendment Act. Now let's discuss what is Essential Commodity Act. Basically, Essential Commodity Act was passed because at that time in India, during independence or in the era of 1950s, India was a food deficit country. There was lack of food to the people, so the government passed this act to stop the hoarding, black marketing of the essential commodities that is daily used by the people in their household, so that the price will be stable and people will be able to avail this produce at their house. But today government has done away with Essential Commodity Act. That means certain crop which are, or certain products which are included in Essential Commodity Act has been removed. First of all, discuss the benefit and then flaws. The benefit of removal of Essential Commodity Act is that The freedom to produce, hold, move, distribute and supply will lead to harness economic of scale and attract private sector foreign direct investment into the agricultural sector. As now I have discussed in the first act that there will be private players in the agriculture. When private players will enter in agriculture, they will provide farmer with infrastructure, agricultural inputs, farm facilities, innovation will take place. There will be more FDI, foreign direct investment in agriculture will take place. Second thing is that investment in cold storage and modernization of the food supply chain will increase. Earlier there was a cap to store the commodities. Now this cap has been removed, which means that private player can store any amount of produce they want. When they will store the produce, they need a cold storage. This will lead in the infrastructure development of the cold storage, modernization in the food supply chain. When the construction of cold storage will happen, it will lead to employment in the countries. It will create a competitive market environment and also prevent wastage of agri produce. That means earlier there was a cap on hoarding, so that the perishable items are not allowed to store in large amount in the cold storage. So if in right time it has been consumed by the consumer, then it is well and good, but after certain interval of time, these perishable products are degraded, downgraded in quality, or washed off or destroyed. It will help both farmer and consumer while bringing the price stability. Now let's discuss the flaws. The flaws is that cereal pulses, edible oil and oil, which are a part of non-perishable item, has been removed from the Essential Commodity Act. Potato and the onion, that is perishable item, which is earlier which was part of Essential Commodity Act, has been removed from the Essential Commodity Act. There is a provision given by government, that is, or a backup plan for these commodities. The backup plan is that if there is 50% rise in non-perishable item price or 100% rise in perishable item price, then government will intervene and bring these items under the essential commodity list. So let me explain. Today the cost of dal is 100 rupees per kg. If there is increase in 50% price, then the cost will become 151 kg. Now when there is increase in 50%, the cost is 151 rupees. Now government will intervene and bring these commodities under the Essential Commodity Act, so that the hoarding could be stopped and the price could be stabilized. If there is increase in 100% in perishable item price, then government will intervene. That means today onion 50 rupees per kg, tomorrow increase in 100%, 101 rupees per kg, government will intervene, bring onion, potato under the Essential Commodity Act. There is benefit as well as disadvantage. How? When there is increase in price, this will bring more income to the farmer. Hopefully this will double the farmer income. This will lead to agricultural reform, more investment in agriculture. But at the end of the day, the consumers are going to be hampered. That means this will have direct impact upon the pocket of consumer or the saving of consumer. So this is one of the reasons that you can see the rise in price of potato, tomato, onion and the essential commodities in market nowadays. So on one hand, it will help farmer in increasing their income, but on other hand, it will help it will increase the expenditure of the consumer, which will be a situation of disadvantage for the consumer. Issues involved: it will be highly centralized law and will infringe upon the state power, as they will not be able to regulate, let's say, the menace of hoarding, black marketing, etc. As I have earlier explained, that this act removes the cap upon holding, which will definitely lead to increase in black marketing. The stock limit relaxation under the Essential Commodity Act may lead to black marketing and hoarding rather than benefiting the producers. This will lead to increase in inflation, monopoly of few individuals over price of certain good. I have explained that this will certainly lead to increase in the farmer income, but it will increase the price of the commodities, which will hamper the consumer. It will increase inflation. That means inflation is rise in price of certain goods and commodities over a year. It will increase inflation and it will lead to monopoly of few players. Let me explain how. How it will bring monopoly of few players. Suppose that this is a private player having a chain of cold storage for storage facility. Suppose that, let's take the case of onion. The demand of onion in the year 2020 is less. This private player will store onion in their cold storage in large amount because there is no cap on hoarding. But when the demand will increase in 2021 and there will be less market in the onion, this private player will sell their onion at a high price for more profit. That means it will bring the monopoly of one player in the market because there is lack of supply of onion in the market, but this private player is already having storage of onion in his or her cold storage in large amount, which he or she will sell in the supply deficit year at higher price. So this will bring the monopoly. So there are certain benefit as well as flaws, but we need to suggest some way forward to the government. These are the way forward. So way forward, the first thing is that improve agriculture infrastructure to strengthen competition. That means government should invest more in the APMC, established APMC market all over the India in uniform manner, so that the innovation in agriculture will take place. Increase the use of e-NAM technology, that is electronic, for buying and selling of the commodity. It will reform the APMC Act or APMC Mandi. E-auctioning of the commodities will take place via e-NAM, empowering state farmer commission rather than opting for heavy centralization. The emphasis should be on empowering farmers through state farmer commission recommended by National Commission for Farmers. Empower the state farmer commission. And the final thing which I would like to suggest is that government, both central government and the state government, should include the awareness regarding the farm bill among the farmer, so that the protest could be diluted and the true essence and the meaning of the farm bill or the farm act should be explained to the farmer. And it is the sole duty of government to reach to the farmer and explain them that there is a need of reform in agricultural sector, APMC market, MSP, so that the income of farmer will be doubled. Unless and until these measures are not enforced properly, the vision of doubling farmer income will not come into reality. Hope you all have understand. Thank you.